Hi everyone, and welcome back to Match B2B Insights. I'm Benny Fluman, CEO of Match B2B, where we help small Israeli companies break into international markets.
And I'm Brian, heading business development and our SDR operations here at Match B2B.
Before we dive in, Brenda couldn't join us today. She's sending her love and she'll be back with us in the upcoming episodes. So today, it's just Brian and me taking the wheel.
Yeah, just the two of us, which probably means we'll go a bit deeper into the gritty part of sales development.
Exactly. And today we're tackling one of those big recurring questions: lead quality versus lead quantity. Especially in B2B companies, whether it's SaaS, cybersecurity, or deep tech, everyone loves showing big numbers at the top of the funnel.
Right, those famous dashboards. Lots of activity, thousands of contacts, endless outreach.
And that's where things often get confusing. You see all this activity, but when you look at actual revenue, the story changes. I've seen teams celebrate huge lead volumes, but very few ever make it to pipeline, let alone close deals.
Totally. The obsession with volume can be dangerous. It creates noise. Your SDRs get busy chasing the wrong people, and suddenly everyone's reporting progress that doesn't move the business forward.
Exactly. I remember mentoring a small Israeli SaaS company years ago. They were laser focused on numbers, every week celebrating the count of new contacts added. But when we traced real outcomes, the long-term clients, the true champions, were those few who perfectly matched our best fit criteria. The rest? Just clutter in the CRM.
That's spot on. In complex B2B cycles, health tech, fintech, compliance, industrial software, what matters is how many of those conversations actually turn into qualified opportunities. Funnel size doesn't equal revenue.
Right. Lead quality means identifying prospects who really fit your value proposition, who feel the pain you solve and have the power to act. That's where predictable growth starts.
And the discipline behind that is what separates good teams from great ones. The best SDRs I've seen spend more time understanding context and qualification than just dialing or blasting sequences.
Exactly. It's about progress, not motion. You can hit outreach goals all week and still miss your pipeline target if the audience isn't right.
And that's the big mindset shift. Stop measuring effort and start measuring impact.
Absolutely. When teams learn that fewer, better qualified leads actually generate more revenue, they start to treat qualification as strategy, not admin.
Well said. And that sets the stage for what we're diving into next. How companies can practically achieve that higher quality without sacrificing scale. Now, if we're talking about how to actually achieve that high lead quality, that's where outsourcing your SDR function really shines, especially in specialized verticals. I'll never forget working with a cybersecurity SaaS. We'd run our numbers, managed a local in-house SDR team. Good people, but man, the time it took to ramp up and just figure out the lingo, pain points, who the real buyers were, it took months. When we finally switched to a specialist agency, these guys already spoke our buyers' language, knew the regulations cold, and within a month, meetings doubled. No joke. We cut lead gen costs by nearly a third, and ROI shot through the roof. It was just night and day.
Right, and it's not just speed or domain fluency. There's this whole mature outbound machine behind outsourced providers. For instance, a supply chain AI SaaS saved 30% on their cost per lead after moving to an agency. Plus, they could access premium tools on demand, tools they'd never justify buying in-house. The scalability was huge. When they hit a seasonal spike, no hiring freeze, no layoffs, just more pipeline instantly. For smaller niche SaaS especially, that variable cost model is a serious unfair advantage. So what sets the truly great outbound programs apart? For one, Their tactics go way beyond generic cold emails. We are talking account-based marketing, laser-focused on vertical specifics, AI-driven personalization, like using funding news or regulatory pain points in outreach. One legal tech SaaS, after refining their ICP and channel mix with an expert agency, boosted SQL conversions by 40% in just 2 quarters. And yeah, that's a huge leap.
Metrics matter too. You see these agencies tracking conversion rates, opportunity creation, cost per SQL, not just the volume of activity. And the hybrid model you just mentioned with in-house plus outsourced, that's where you see pipeline quality hit its peak. Actually, Benny, didn't you mentor a vertical SaaS that tried that approach and saw big results?
Absolutely, I love this story. Vertical SaaS, initially solo, top of funnel numbers looked okay, but conversions, not so much. After pulling in a sector-specialized SDR shop, we rebuilt their ICP and orchestrated multi-channel campaigns. LinkedIn, value-driven emails, you name it. Within half a year, SQL rates had jumped 40%. Suddenly, they were qualifying leads that matched both fit and buying intent.
But that's the thing. The handoff isn't magic. Proper onboarding of outsourced SDRs is crucial. I'd say the first step is syncing them with your value prop, persona targeting, and messaging. If you don't, you risk misalignment and inconsistent results. Get your sales leadership involved, share insights, and set regular review cadences. That's how we catch what's working and what needs tuning.
Yep, and data analytics is your best friend here. I'm borderline obsessed, with monitoring how outsourced SDRs impact the pipeline. Use the data to identify which segments perform and refine every quarter. Communication's key, but so is having those numbers guide your outreach tweaks. Listen, activity-based KPIs are nice, but to really gauge outsourced SDR success, you need to get granular. We are talking lead quality scores, pipeline progression rates, how much of the pipeline was actually sourced by outsourced efforts, not just touched. Customer lifetime value. That's a big one people skip. Once you spot what's working, maybe it's a certain message, channel, or segment, scale it. But don't forget, continuous feedback with your agency partner is how you keep evolving the playbook.
Exactly. It's not set and forget. Keep looping, keep learning. Quarterly reviews, returning to the data, making sure messaging and targeting are on point and being iteratively improved based on new analytics or even shifting market feedback. The most successful programs are those that never get complacent with early results. They keep pushing for better. So how do you make sure the outsourced team is locked in and delivering from day one? It's got to start with rigorous onboarding, detailed ICP training, hands-on product demos, the whole 9 yards. And those structured feedback loops, use call recordings, spot check performance, and tailor ongoing training to address any gaps in real time. I've seen teams skip this and regret it because misalignment at launch just leads to wasted cycles.
Spot on. Advanced analytics can take you a step further. Segment your market with precision so SDRs reach the right people, not just anyone. When you personalize at that level, engagement rates go up and the quality of leads does too. Don't just rely on luck. Engineer the win through process. Brian, I'm curious. How do you set up your dashboards to make real-time performance adjustments?
I'm a huge fan of real-time dashboards. Monitor engagement rates, sequence performance, conversion progression, so you can spot trends and pivot fast. After every campaign, grab the team, including both sales and outsourced SDRs, and discuss what worked, what didn't, and create playbooks from the wins. Codifying those plays makes future onboarding and scaling way smoother. And of course, create that structured feedback loop so the lessons don't just live in someone's inbox. They get shared, discussed, embedded. When you're ready to scale, do it in phases. It's kind of tempting to throw more bodies or lists at the problem, but quality dips fast that way. Build out standardized training for advanced outreach and objection handling, and do quarterly sessions to share data and best practices. It keeps everyone responsive to market shifts rather than, well, stuck in last year's approach.
Yeah, and making these reviews cross-team is pretty key. It stops things from getting siloed. That way, the learnings from your best reps, outsourced or not, become a team asset, not just individual good luck. Tech is honestly where a lot of in-house teams fall short, right? Outsourced crews often have access to AI tools, data enrichment, intent signals, CRM integrations for seamless workflow. And the big winner? A/B testing across outreach messages and sequences. That's how you dial into what your niche actually responds to, not just what some blog said best practices are.
Exactly. Continuous A/B testing, real-time tracking, and automating the annoying stuff through integrations, that's where outsource partners really help you leapfrog. Try doing all that with a 1 or 2 person in-house SDR shop, and you'll run out of cycles fast. If you want long-term, not just a flash in the pan, you need to invest in ongoing SDR education. Stay on top of industry trends, objections, messaging innovations, plus create regular knowledge sharing between your internal folks and outsource partners. I've seen companies build strategic alliances with their agencies, joint planning, shared benchmarks, even aligned incentives. That's what sustains results, not just lucky sprints.
You took the words out of my mouth. A partnership mindset versus just vendor management. Far more effective. Structured knowledge transfer means everyone evolves together, and you avoid plateauing at good enough. How often do you really update messaging, Brian? Be honest.
Honestly, I used to think quarterly was enough, but now data says otherwise. You got to check every month which messages resonate and which fall flat. Then double down on the winners. Analytics show you what's working channel by channel so you can concentrate firepower and avoid wasting effort. Most importantly, keep those feedback loops tight among sales, marketing, and SDRs. The best programs are always evolving, even if only in small increments every week. It all comes back to KPIs, right? From the get-go, define benchmarks that tie directly into your revenue targets and customer lifetime value, not just vanity metrics. That means setting up joint planning where your in-house and outsourced folks collaborate on recalibrating who you're going after, what messaging you're using, and how you sequence outreach based on real pipeline data.
And don't overlook the human side, relationship skills, industry fluency, that consultative approach. All goes into trust building, which is what separates the deals you win from the ones that ghost after a demo. Train for it. Outbound is about more than scripts. Let's talk lead scoring. You're nodding. I know you geek out on this, Brian. AI models can sift through engagement data, firmographics, basically every touch point to spotlight the highest value leads. Conversational AI tacks on another layer, personalizes interactions in real time, and gleans intent so you don't miss warm opportunities.
Predictive analytics too. It's like your radar for emerging segments. That way you can pivot your outreach before everyone else piles into the same niche. The more you automate and analyze, the more you ensure your SDRs are chasing the right accounts every time, not just hoping for a fit. Here's where I see things break down. Cross-team silos. The solution? Embed collaboration protocols. Set up joint training, regular syncs, and shared CRMs so everyone pulls from the same playbook and sees the same scorecard. You get tighter messaging and less confusion on who owns the next step with the prospect.
And real-time data sharing is huge. If you outsource reps nail a new segment, that learning shouldn't get lost. Both teams win when they coordinate on every touch point. makes the handoff process silky smooth. You know what I find, Brian? Lots of teams neglect nurturing. Effective SDRs, outsourced or in-house, run personalized multi-channel campaigns addressing pain points. They don't just blast emails. They target specific content, use follow-up automation based on engagement signals, and combine email, phone, and even social. This is where higher conversion rates are born, out of truly relevant, ongoing conversations, not just cold touches.
Exactly. Marketing automation is your friend for this. Let it handle timely follow-ups as behavior-based triggers fire. SDRs can stay focused on higher value touches, and nobody falls through the cracks on the journey from MQL to SQL to customer. One of my favorite things to geek out about, using analytic platforms to dig into what's actually moving the needle. You look for patterns, channels, personas, even phrase choices, and feed those back to the SDRs for constant optimization. Systematic testing wins in the long run, not gut feel alone.
And that's why you make report reviews part of the quarterly rhythm. Bring in your outsourced partner and reflect as a team. Data doesn't lie. It tells you where to double down or try something new. You get evolution, not stagnation. Unified CRMs and engagement platforms, these aren't nice to have anymore. They are foundational. With AI analytics and automation built in, you can pull real-time performance at any level. Outreach adapts on the fly, maximizing your chances of catching prospects at their hottest.
Yeah, and don't underestimate the speed factor. When outreach is automatically tailored based on engagement signals, could be a click, a download, or even a social mention, your reps talk to prospects at just the right moment. Pipeline velocity goes up, and you keep your edge in competitive verticals. Advanced segmentation, powered by firmographics and intent data, lets you get laser precise with your targeting. It's not spray and pray. It's about personalizing every sequence to address what each segment truly cares about. Using AI tools to customize at scale means higher quality responses, greater qualification rates.
And don't stop there. Keep iterating. Analyze which segments engage best and keep evolving both messaging and criteria. The more you refine, the sharper your outreach and the better your pipeline gets, week over week. This circles back to accountability. Join KPIs that link SDR program outputs to revenue and customer lifetime value. That's what creates alignment. You don't want activity for the sake of activity. You want long-term pipeline.
Exactly. And collaborative planning makes sure the team, the whole extended team, stays focused as priorities evolve. Ongoing training on relationship building and deep industry knowledge pays off in long cycle deals, not just quick wins. The playbook isn't just prospect facing. Collecting feedback from current customers, what made them buy, what objections nearly killed the deal, what gaps did they notice, feeds directly into refining your outbound messaging. Systematic surveys, post-sale interviews, and integrating that real-world intel into your CRM closes the loop.
And that's really the secret sauce, isn't it? It's never just about volume. It's about learning faster than the competition. You put those customer insights back into play, and your SDR program, outsourced or otherwise, just keeps getting smarter.
Absolutely. And that wraps it up for today's episode. Benny, always a pleasure sparring over metrics and war stories with you.
Likewise, Brian. Hopefully, folks listening now see how strategic outsourcing can raise the game in SaaS outbound. We've only scratched the surface. Lots more nuggets to come. Till next time, my friend.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We'll see you next episode. Bye, Benny.
Bye, Brian. Take care, everyone, and see you on our next episode of Match B2B Insights.